Hi, Jillian. My name is Sarah. So I'm from Virginia, but I just want to say that our states had a lot of the same similarities, although the cases about dual relationships in Virginia weren't as descriptive as the one that you picked. So I really liked hearing your case and seeing the complexity of it because that was really interesting. I think it was a really interesting case. So I also want to share with you some Virginia law just to kind of compare, to see compare and contrast. So this is under the Administrative Code, the State Board website, and it's 18 VAC 115-2030 titled Standards of Practice. This is kind of the foundation that Virginia puts for all counselors. And it's under Section D, which is in regard to dual relationships, Section 2. And it says, pretty much they cannot engage with any romantic relationship or sexual intimacies with clients up to a minimum of 5 years after terminating that relationship. So that's really important because even after, let's say a counselor terminates a relationship with somebody, a year later they meet up, they link up, still that code is still intact for another 4 years. So I think that's really important and really important for counselors to know before they try to do something they might get in trouble for it. So also I want to talk about impairment. I know you asked a question about kind of how to know when you're impaired and kind of how to prevent that and just kind of impairment in general. So I don't know about you, but I know a lot of, in my classes, we do whole units or papers or even just talk heavily on impairment and burnout and what the signs are. So I think I'm pretty familiar with what the signs are, but kind of how to, I don't know, beyond that, I'm not really sure. So in my Introduction to Counseling textbook, it's Introduction to Counseling called, it's Integration of Faith, Professional Identity, and Clinical Practice by Robin Simmons, Stacy Lilly, and Anita Cunley. I have a paragraph I want to read to you that I think is really important, and it might answer your question. So it says, as a counselor in training, you are learning how to help others. It is imperative that you start learning how to take care of yourself during this process. Developing and adopting a self-care plan in your training is a way to help minimize burnout and lower your risk of impairment. So pretty much, I think what it's saying is that self-care is fluid. Self-care is a huge thing that I know we talk about a lot, especially after the year we just had with 2020, now going into 2021, that self-care is a huge part, but kind of what is self-care and what does that mean? So I think it's our duty as counselor and training students and as people who are going into a field that has a high risk of burnout and impairment to kind of figure out what that means for us. And I know for me, I'm learning that that means to disconnect from my job, even though I love my coworkers and I'm friends with a lot of them, but completely disconnect from my job, my phone, just kind of hang out and surround myself with people who have nothing to do with my job and not talk about my job and just kind of be present in that moment. And that's kind of what I do for self-care. And I'm still developing a plan and I hope you are too, but I just want to say I really liked your video and I thought you have a great online presence. So thank you for sharing your case with us and yeah, God bless you. Have a good day.